find out. Dun did murder.
It's okay, I looked it up and I found out it's Einstein.
Einstein done did murder?
Einstein done did the murder.
Albert Einstein?
Yeah. Albert Louise Einstein.
I don't think that's his middle name.
What do you know?
I don't?
Okay, I got my glasses on so my eyes don't hurt anymore.
Okay, I'm still waiting for you to be on Twitch with me.
You're right. It's not like I'm just looking at the main menu. God damn it! Why is it... Why did I sit on this wedge? I thought I got all the water up!
Oh, you are. Okay, and you are wet.
I guess I should retweet your twat.
Twat? Twitter twat? Twit twat?
Twitter twats. Twat twits.
Tweet twoots.
And I haven't been doing something which I told myself I was going to start doing again.
Murder.
Yeah, murder.
I knew it. Okay, ready, set, murder.
Murder!
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial,
Hello,
you will
Byakuya.
present your arguments for who
He's
the
dead.
killer is.
Someone
and
murdered
vote for
Byakuya
who did
again.
it.
Oh no, there's Ibuki's face.
Howdy, Buki.
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will
Or
receive
Hajime has no more
punishment.
friends to stand
But
next
if you
to.
pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your
Don't
head's
say it
empty
like you're
anyway.
proud of it.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments.
I guess.
Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then,
Hajime.
let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder. Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I punched you in the face, Nagito.
I tried to stop them, of course.
Yeah,
I rushed
punch
out
him
of
in
the
the fucking
hospital and
crotch,
ran to where
too.
the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhito.
And Takis are burning my mouth.
With him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a
See,
feeling
this
she
is
was the person
completely
who knew him.
different from the last trial, where we were all just accusing each other of death.
So I immediately
Everybody's like,
read
we
the
have no
note.
idea what the hell's going on.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door.
Broke down the
And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
ding, 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 ding.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything
Yeah.
Hajime just
Well, it's
said
because
is
we
true?
explained it like we were talking to a fourth grader.
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. The story I just heard
Oh
was
my
really
God.
suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first
does
one to
have-
discover Ibuki's body, then you
True,
can
but
be lying
he has
as much as you
alibis.
want right now.
All he's doing right now is sowing
Lie?
deceit
Why would I
and
lie?
making people think that
Obviously.
Hajime was
So
at
you
this.
can make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you. Do you doubt me? If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
It's just as Kazuichi said, Nagito's the kind of guy who'll just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it. I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. Gundam, stick your hamsters on him.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that
Would it
was
be?
the
Would it be the
That would also
yeah
be a lie.
invitation or whatever?
I
Because
don't
he didn't
think I
have it
can deny
invented.
that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's
Who's
fault.
laughing?
You know full well Hajime didn't watch the movie. Nagito.
Yeah, see, he's
Hajime's
intimidating the
testimony-
movie.
Hajime's test and the
I
fact
hadn't
that it
seen the
was
movie,
Hajime.
and
would
fucking
also be a
Nagito
lie.
knows
I
that,
don't
the
think
little
I can
cock
deny
fuck.
that. After all,
Why would Hajime...
Well, obviously because
Did Hajime kill both of them?
the fact that the bodies were imitating the movie. No,
No,
that's
that's wrong.
I'm not the killer! I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that
Goddamn it,
movie.
Nagito.
His invitation ticket is proof of that.
Motherfucker.
Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes
So
there.
he told us to keep a hold of the
Which
ticket
means
because he
there's
planned
no
on
way
framing us
Hajime,
anyway.
who never
He's
saw the
fucking
movie,
playing devil's
could commit
advocate.
murders that
Being a
imitated it.
butthole.
Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie?
Hate
Of course
Nagito.
no one did, right?
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Use your sharp teeth
Well,
to tear his
since
throat
we're
out.
opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
Warm-up. This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad.
Eh,
I just think warming
don't
up
get
is
that,
really
bruh.
important.
It's just a prank, bruh.
Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments. So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
Yes or no?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same
No,
place
she
as a
didn't.
suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
7.2
That's why the
seconds.
killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked
You know,
the
we
door
should keep
from the
Fuyuhiko
inside,
alive
the
as
killer
long
would
as
not have been
possible
able to
because
leave either.
he's
like the smartest one here.
well, also because his family probably has experience murdering people, so he probably has a lot of shit
Right,
figured
he's
out.
literally murdered someone before.
Yeah,
Did he admit
you're
it in the
absolutely
past?
Right.
Well, remember he beat that girl with a baseball bat?
Oh, you're right.
Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time.
Or was
And that's you two! Sonia and Kazuichi!
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis.
Gundam was hanging out at the hotel.
Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together.
Because you're
Gundam
the
met
two
up
with
with
no
Hajime
alibis.
at the motel right before
Everybody
that.
else is accounted for.
And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
Oh shit.
Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh?
Who's
You're
not
kidding,
on the
right?
island?
You're not up to something weird, are you? Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
There was some Fuyuhiko obviously did so, but is that really it? Make your on your marks.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over. I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
I totally did it.
The killer was still inside the music venue by locking the door from the inside. No, that's wrong.
It was not locked from the inside.
Wait a second. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Nickelodeon Gap.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
So remember all the semi-transparent glob was...
I see!
That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
It was glue. I mean, ask Chiaki. She's the one who chewed on
I
it.
think so too.
It wasn't very good in my mouth.
She's the one who called him Milo.
Brown gel-like chewiness.
That's
And
what
I
she's
could
talking
smell
about.
workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth.
Oh, it tasted so
Based on all
gross.
that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know
Completely toxic.
glue was edible.
It
I believe
burned.
it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. Pouring it
It's
in
not.
the gaps of the closed door, it must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose?
It's a trap.
Then I totally fell for that fucking
I
trap.
would have never thought of that, Shocky.
Apologize to Miss Sonia. And me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
Why'd you what?
She made it sound like that she just admitted to it.
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just
Piece
what
of
is
paper.
this
Gundam was
scrap
being
anyway?
really smug about being able to see. Scrap that was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now should be able to figure out what it is. Using the power of...
My
Can you
magic.
spell? Whatever the fuck this word is? That's feel the power of my magic. That's what Gunman does.
Is it wallpaper?
Yes, a spell. I believe it is. What? No, stop. No. No. No, the letter P! No, my A! No! I pressed the wrong button, that's why. I'm a stupid idiot. Face. No, fuck, I did it again! Ah, I can't spell wallpaper! I need an A! I need an A!
No, you need a
F.
P.
No, I need an A. I got a P.
Now you need an A. That's how far behind I am.
No, I need an A. Pape. E. I need a... Why is that A slightly faster than the P?
I got it!
But can you spell wallpaper?
Storage room?
In this
In
fun
the music
game?
venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
You're right. You overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting, tear in the wallpaper. See? It fits perfectly.
Nagito, did you drag that whole roll of wallpaper?
Toilet paper.
I mean, wallpaper
I
can be used
see.
as
So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Scrap paper stuck in the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in this garage room.
If he just suffocates, does that count as him being murdered?
Someone caused the air to stop. It's connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body. Like, what if Teru was still alive and he made a delicious meal, like bone-in fish, and Nagito ate it and choked to death on the bone? Would that be
What if Nagito...
Teru be wanted for murder because of the bone in the fish?
What if Nagito was allergic to peanuts and Teru made like some delicious peanut sauce?
And then Nagito ate it?
Uh-huh.
If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clearer. Alright, let's give this a try. Open up the logic dive. Who remembers how to do this? I do not. What's the buttons? How do I jump? Okay. Oh no, I'm not going fast enough.
It's like Sonic the Hedgehog and Kingdom Hearts had a baby.
It's me, Sargnarg the Hedgehog. Come on, Hajime, let's get chili dogs.
Let's get chili dogs.
Question 1. Why did Hyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene?
Because she was murdered.
Come on, Hajime! Chili dogs! Let's go beat Dr. Robotnik!
And his ultimate Monokuma bot.
Question 2, Tails. Where did the killer use to hide her body?
Midget.
Oops!
Did you screw up?
I fell. Gotta go fast. Oops. I'm good at video games, it's fine. Alright, question number 3, Tails. How did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper?
They formed a wall. They just made a wall.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together. Tails.
Got it.
I
Hyoko's
got it,
body
guys.
was hidden before.
It was
without-
hidden. Also, I have a weird craving for chili dogs now.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body... However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a
Wait,
piece of the
so
wall.
they'd never torn down the wall to expose
Because of
Child's
that,
body,
Scrap was left on the baton
and we
line.
were like sitting here arguing over Ibuki. Would they
We're all like,
would
where's
they win?
Hiyoko?
Yeah. Would they like question that, or would Monokuma be like, no, there's a body
Guys,
out there that we need to
guys,
find.
Can you like
before
go
we
back
have a
outside
trial?"
and like look for something? We seem to be missing a small asshole child.
Small
Killer
piece
must
of
have been
shit.
in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime
I know you
could
guys
have
really
walked
want to
in
solve
on
Ibuki's murder, but they killed the other one too, and everyone's just like, oh, did they? What?
What? She's dead? Oh, that's shitty,
Going to
man.
the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very cool.
Now she's with Mr. Ham Hands. Afterlife.
The crime itself would be much easier to pull off, since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Who cares?
Are
what
you
think?
kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated the two victims in that movie, I should be able to explain it.
I see!
The reason the killer imitated two of the
I don't
murders
know why
from
they
the movie
imitated the
was so he'd mix
movie.
up the killing order.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
Oh.
Eugene. If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
Suddenly being
What a
so
jerk!
antagonistic.
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying,
Because you're
right?
an idiot, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How right. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying at Doom.
First and
Gundam gets weird.
foremost,
That's
you
interesting.
claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was
I don't understand
killed.
why he doesn't
How
understand.
can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
Hamster. How does that hamster stay balanced on the scarf?
I don't know, but Chucky looks pissed.
You know what's weird? I never noticed the hamster on his two fingers down there because it's always blocked by dialogue. I never noticed the fourth one.
You're one to talk.
Standing on his fingers.
I know it's there, but I can't see it.
If this continues, we're just going to talk in circles. I think it's best we clarify Ibuki's status when Yoko was killed, and also walk over to Gundam and flick him on the nose.
Just flick. Stop it.
Who's standing? Mikan. Oh no, not Mikan. Akane, flick him on the nose.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
Yeah, the
I
blood
am
on the
telling
floor.
you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yes.
Were there even any footprints at the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were on the floor,
Your floor.
but she was like sitting or something. So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Kazuichi's little, like, circle mouth
weak,
face
I
reminds
say!
me of Scott.
It doesn't even pierce my heart.
Shocking, Ibuki was in Hoko's killed. Is that really true?
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet.
I am telling you to present.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood, or faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood!
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye. Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still
Come on, buddy.
reeks of lamb.
Your evil eye is failing you right now.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Mr. Tanaka.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko. Ah,
What's on
impossible!
the floor?
Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about what did you see, a nice nightmare? You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko. Ah, impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Allow me to cut through those words.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact. So the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file, just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Eat my ass, Gata.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then. But regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed
Determine
the
that
most
it was
important
the-
existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blackened to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Interesting thing to say, Monokuma.
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible. Then she never would have killed her to begin with.
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself, remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state.
I mean, there
If anyone
is,
touched her,
but
that
why
alone
would she
would have
falsify
ruined her
that
plan.
evidence to get everybody killed if she felt guilty for killing one person?
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw? According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then
Snuff
does
film?
that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was. So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
Back to the beginning!
Just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time? Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi. These cats.
I don't remember Mikan's. Sonya's was that she helped. Hyoko? Is that her name? Hyoko find the mirror so that she could tie her.
Can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Sonya's a cat.
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Pumped my eyes.
She doesn't have an alibi for that, so.
We can exclude the sick people like...
No, we all have alibis. Hajime and Mikan were asleep.
Me and Akane, right?
And what about the...
Right before them, I was totally asleep.
I think everyone...
So everyone is...
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed...
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the... If nobody has an alibi, then...
Crap! We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the...
Right before them, I was totally asleep.
I think everyone...
So everyone
Maybe you
is
have to
What
agree
about
with
you guys? I was where I
Fuyuhiko.
was supposed to be, my...
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those... If nobody has an alibi...
No, that's wrong.
Even though Fuyuhiko and
thought-
Mikan's account are almost the same thing.
Hold on. Not all of
I
us are
thought you
missing
had
an alibi.
Mikan's account. I just...
In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
Because he's just like, hey.
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime. Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right
Too much
before
info.
the announcement.
I get
It's
it.
okay, Chi.
You
My
guys
heart
have
only
alibis.
beats for you.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
Relationship
It's
ended with
better if you think about
Monokuma.
it
Relationship
like
with Shikan.
The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was? Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Okay, different reason. If that's the case, we're still in the killer's trap. Inside a trap set by one of us. So then, whose? What kind of trap is it? A trapperoni. Oh, that was fast. For the halfway mark.
Hiya!
Oh, why, hello there, mon ami. The moss balls sure look tasty today.
Stop it!
Stop it! Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls. And here's
Fucking
some
moss
chance
balls.
time. What's that? Now then, mon ami's appeal time starts now. Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother is going to give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. That's 99% your fault. While you were whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long. It'll just be a boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way. Then... I'm Usami, magical miracle girl Usami. I'm an itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk.
Milk's not
Jeez.
really sweet.
And I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment!
What are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. closed. Fuck you. Bunk, bunk. Trial resume.
I'm
Why is the
Monami.
trial trying to get a job?
Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously,
Hope he gets the job they
he's
want.
like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does something like that even exist?
Huh. It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
I wish you could.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
It wasn't when it happened.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did?
He shut up forever!
It's not just that.
What?
Come on. Try to
He
remember
said
the
shut up
content of the
forever,
movie.
and then Nagito stopped talking. I'm that far behind. I can't get it to catch up.
About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hiyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right? But Hiyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape. Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows. Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying, Hiyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
Hiyoko's murder wasn't planned?
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
I didn't think Hyoko's murder was
It's not
planned
just the
from the
poor
beginning.
imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hiyoko go to the music venue?
Why did Hiyoko go to the music venue?
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Why Hiyoko went to the music venue? That's the cue to all of this. I need to find that out no matter the cost.
Sonia's account.
Yeah, so no. That's a scrap.
Why did Hiyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we can...
I'm sorry, I just imagine all these people talking while Hajime's like fumbling with his gun. Looking at each bullet. They're like, Hajime, can you pay attention? Yeah, hold on.
Maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
She did.
She was guided by the will of causality.
Yeah, Sonia. Fucking tell him.
murdered Kyoko.
What the fuck is the Lilith causality?
There's no way we'd know that.
Maybe the killer summoned her.
I just don't know what to shoot.
If that's not it. Maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
I agree with that.
Thinks that somehow agrees with it? Okay. I don't know the connection.
It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
It should have been Sonia's account.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Yoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Kyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hiyoko got abducted.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key.
I keep feeling bad that
Then
she's
something
dead,
like that-
and then I remember some of the words that she says, and I stop caring.
She's like a rotten person.
Are you saying my gut was wrong? This will be my first and last highlight of the day.
No,
Why
Akane,
won't you
stop.
just let me show
Sonia,
you
step
already?
in.
No! That's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
She's like, I got to say something. Let me have it.
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down!
Ah, fuck nuggets.
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak, and that's why the killer targeted her.
But Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember?
Come on, oh.
It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
Kimono!
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
Allow me to cut through those words!
The reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Yoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I
About
informed
time
her.
you stepped up,
I told her that there
Sonia.
was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then the reason her kimono was messed up
That
wasn't
sprite
because
of
she fought the
Hiyoko
killer.
makes me uncomfortable because her hair
She
is
went
so
to the
small.
venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
Okay.
Kazuichi. Hell no.
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may
Ah,
not
kind of
apply
just
to
poofed into
Sonia,
existence.
since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamster 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake.
Huh? What my sake.
Of course.
Well, if
I've already
Gundam
overlooked
or
no less than 10
Kazuichi die, we
opportunities
know who to
kill.
accuse.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
Quinky Dink?
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head. And without hesitation,
Killed Hiyoko.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan. Do you have any ideas?
Damn, you don't know the most important part.
Clearly, they were just gonna make Ibuki's look like a suicide. It clears plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey, Nagito, any ideas?
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet? Oh, am I allowed to speak? I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps.
He really didn't speak
Everyone
that
actually
entire
needs
time.
help from scum
Disgusting.
like
It was
me.
so nice.
Shut up.
It was so nice.
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene.
We
But
know
now I
this.
remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers.
What do you mean you remember? We talked about that.
So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Really?
Yeah, we already
That's
covered
annoying.
that though.
I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
No, wait a minute. If Ibuki had blood on her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
Strange. It's very strange.
This is strange? What's strange?
See, it's not something we finished talking about. Those footprints, there's still an important clue left that we completely overlooked. Just as Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why? Why weren't there any footprints on the...
I can prove it with this. If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
You know, except for the bloodstain I'm looking at right now.
You noticed such a small detail. How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You're obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito Komaeda, you're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it. Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video, hmm?
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
So just as I thought, it comes down to that. The mystery surrounding this incident is contained in that video. Whether or not we can reach that hidden truth is all up to me.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands. As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
There was some clue in that video. Shit, I should have seen something strange as I watched it. I'm the only one who can clear this up. I'm the only one who actually saw the video. So I'm the only one who can do it. But hanging video that I saw. Based on everything we know from the debates thus far, I should be able to figure out what's strange.
Here! That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Because there's blood on the stepladder.
Can you explain it to us?
There was?
There's blood on the stepladder that we found at the music venue, but not on that one.
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital.
No blood.
There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. But the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
We technically have everything. Like have all the information.
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were two stepladders?
Because there was one place we visited where we didn't
Where
actually
would
get
you
any
find
evidence.
another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue. What do you mean?
I'm trying to remember last week.
You're
It's
suggesting
really hard to remember last
the
week.
stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right? That's amazing, Chiaki. All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
Is it the dark room?
What are you two talking about?
Where
Chiaki
T was like...
said, touch me, or
Yeah.
whatever she was saying.
Yeah, and then she's like, troll fail.
Troll fail. Chiaki said the stepladder was at a different place, but if that's the case, the thing that's different between the video and the actual scene of the crime is that thing, the place where the killer did something. Oh god, what am I spelling? I don't know what I'm spelling. Oh my god, why is it so... It's too the video I saw in the actual crime scene. I don't know! I guess we'll just hit letters until we figure it out. G. Is it N? No. Is it L? No. Filbert. Filbert. No. Phil. Oh, okay, I know what it wants now.
Film?
Stop. No, stop. That's for later. Oh, don't touch it! Oh. Oh, I hate this. This is the worst minigame. I need this L. I need O.
Low filming location.
This is the worst. I hate this minigame.
But can you spell minigame?
Oh my god. I need a T. No, you just destroyed the... No! Don't touch that! No! No!
Hearing you stream in the future is slightly hilarious. I'm gonna see if I can get a better time.
No! My eye! I need an O. I don't need a G at all. Where are these G's for? There's not been a G since forever. This N is for later. Don't touch it. Jesus Christ.
I got it!
Yeah, Milo, I can become famous if I buy followers.
That's right. Besides the stepladder, the
Wow.
location must have been different too.
I should do
Yeah,
that.
don't do that. No, you shouldn't.
I should go to https //clck.ru. That's a Russian website.
What do you
That's
mean?
totally legit.
You should also probably give him your social security number.
I should. And my mom's made it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
But the hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
In order to show us that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else, what did the killer do to the surveillance camera unit? Let's do one of these fucking things again. Everyone's like, Hajime? Hajime?
He's closed his eyes again.
Hajime?
He's leaning to the left and the right. He's acting really fucking weird.
We're kind of in the middle of Hajime?
Hanakuma's just like, he's lost it!
What the
Fucking
fuck is
leave
he?
him behind!
Let's just continue! By the time Hajime finishes this thing, it's like, part of this man's camera unit, the killer. Anyways, Ivanika's like, we're just gonna fucking continue. Whatever. And Hajime wakes it like snaps out of it like 5 minutes later, and they're like, we solved the case, Hajime.
Yeah, they're just like, you kind of need to vote, bro.
We think it's you because you're being fucking weird. Question 2. Did the killer tamper with the camera at the music venue or in the hospital?
I will say, it is pretty suspicious that in every murder, Hajime's the only one that's like, making key arguments.
What did the killer do with the camera from the music venue?
Destroyed it.
They ook it with them. There's no T. They ook it with them.
Oh, you're right. Ook it with them. So it's okay with them.
Guys, I know what happened. The surveillance camera, they ooked it with them. Like,
The killer just brought the camera from the music venue. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
That's true, but... in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing.
Wait, that means Ibuki was dead and her body was hanging there for a while. Which means if I had run in and lifted Ibuki's feet up, it would have been literally in vain.
thing the killer did to the remaining monitor was...
I see!
That would have killed me.
The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
There's only one person who could have done this.
Hajime left the music venue. The killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Which means even if it was filmed in other places, as long as it was transmitted to the hospital, the range would be very limited. If that's the case, where was the video filmed to make it look like it was filmed at the music venue? The only possibility is that place inside that building. No, not Hangman's Gambit! No!
The hospital!
Don't make me spell
that
conference room. And there's only one person who could have been in the conference room.
Ibuki? Wait. Wait. There is only one person that could have been in the conference room.
Someone who was in the hospital.
Akane.
Well, someone who's not sick.
Nikon.
Oh my god, this is so tedious. Can I just keep that there safely?
But that would mean... No, that would... What? What? I feel like that means that lead is heavier than feathers.
What?
You've never seen that video where the guy's like, I've got a question for you. Which one weighs more, a kilogram of lead or a kilogram of feathers?
Oh no, I've heard something like that.
And he goes, that's right. A kilogram of lead, because lead is heavier than feathers. And then they're like, no, they're both a kilogram. He's like, I don't...
The same weight.
Yeah, but like, I'll have to find the video and send it to you, because the guy is in like complete...
No, as I remember, I only know that, I don't know that from the video, I know that because like in like grade school, my teacher asked a question similar to that.
Yeah, but the video is, you see the look on his face. His life is falling apart in front of him. And they're like, are you okay? And he's like, no. Lead is heavier than feathers. And they're like, it's okay. You'll figure it out. And he's like, no. No. Like, he's literally trying to figure out the universe.
Can I just fucking thank you? Jesus.
I got it!
God,
Find it.
annoying minigame.
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Huh? Conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
To make the conference room look like the music video, the killer went ahead and did something. How to make clear what that word was.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
They might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming locations. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
No, that's wrong! Or I agree with that.
There's no way the conference and the music venue.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look, or did the music venue look like the...
Or did they make some kind of set?
What, really?
Damn it! There's no way the conference
Your
room
health is pretty low.
and the
I'm sure it's
music vent. They look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
They might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming locations. Hajime, you're pretty
Pretty stupid. I agree.
stupid.
There's no way the conference room.
Okay, so we're trying to figure out. We're trying to prove that the conference it was filmed in the conference room and not this venue.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
Because the conference room looked like the music venue.
There's no way the music venue.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room? That must be...
I had the right idea. But it wasn't, like... Sonia wasn't wrong either.
What the
Because
killer
they
did
set up a set, you're correct.
make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really
I have to use the restroom, I'll be right back.
But after the incident,
Milo's going to the bathroom. It's the Milo's bathroom song. Bathroom Milo. Milo is back, everybody.
it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
Top tier bug insult there.
That curtain was hung so the music venue
I
would
mean, that's
look like
something
the
you would
conference
say,
room?
Bud.
In actuality, even though the curtain
Your
in the conference
face
room
is
doesn't
stupid.
stand out,
Mm-hmm.
it is a black light blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is the same color as the music venue stage.
He's helping us now.
So the killer chose the
No,
conference
he needs
room
to
because
not.
they realized
He
the floor
needs to
matched.
stop breathing.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
Something else to make me squinty like the bouncer. It's gotta be that.
I can prove it with this.
Is it a candle?
Le candle.
You're referring to the candle in the music video, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. If you think about it, it's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. It's occurring in the conference room.
I feel like I've heard Bayside cops say that before, but isn't it the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's
Well, doesn't make
conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
The video was filmed at the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue, which means there was a fake somewhere. That fake must have been...
I see!
The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
So that's what happened. And no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. At that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set a trap for me was...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video, there's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
That's right, I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is.
I don't know who the killer is.
You don't?
No.
It's kinda obvious now, though. Because Akane and Nagito were too sick to this sort of thing.
Yeah, but...
Fuyuhiko was at his cabin.
As he claims.
Yeah. Sonya, Kazuichi, and Gundam, and Chiaki were all at the motel.
As they claim.
That was...
You're the only one!
But...
You're the killer, aren't you?
Because she went up to... She left... When Hajime left to go watch the video, she went upstairs to rest.
I see how this all fits together, but I don't see why.
We'll see.
Like, it makes more sense for
Like I said,
Kazuichi
aren't
to be
you
the
killer who
murderer.
murdered Ibuki and Hyoko?
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda
So
impossible?
she did admit it when she said that
her as the
that
killer?
event would be too
Couldn't even
quick
kill
for
us
someone,
live.
for a
In
slowpoke
fact,
like her.
I would probably kill her first.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question!
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Nikon have an alibi.
Yeah, we're also the only two that have actual alibis.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence?
Shouldn't you get some rest already? You should be exhausted from nursing without any sleep, right? Then, if you insist, I will use the on-call room upstairs. Yeah. You must be mentally exhausted, so it's better if you relax in the lobby instead.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music video. And showed that to me.
But if that's true, wouldn't there be a rope in the conference room?
Well, she had time to clean up.
Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
Yeah, so Hajime was in the lobby, so nobody from the outside could have come in to make the video.
Unless
so
somebody
it's
was
impossible that someone
in the
who
building
wasn't already in
before
the
them,
hospital
but
went to the conference
I don't know why
room
I'm
to
grasping
film.
for straws.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Kane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second! What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible! There's no way I can kill someone!
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
She
She's
would
sure
have
she can't
taken
even do
an
that.
oath. Well, I guess she's a nurse.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikon is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
She's not slow-witted.
I've been like this for a long time.
Thank you, Sonia.
In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my self-reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious.
Stop buffering.
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
Everyone's ganging up on me. Tricks aside, logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like this? Could it be I'm the one making a mistake? No, in fact, it'd be much easier if I was wrong. If I have this much doubt about someone I spent so much time with...
Can you hold on a minute?
Huh?
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
What are you saying?
But still,
Then why are you saying it?
there's definitely no way I can overlook the kill this time.
Huh?
I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows. Are you serious? I've been so focused on everybody else in this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Actually, this is a game.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Hey, that's a huge deal!
What do you know, Nagito?
A decisive clue. Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from, this rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loopy Buki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this.
We already
Killer
figured
wrapped
that
the
she
rope
was...
around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Don, I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to
Or
me
it
during
could be
the
frayed from
investigation?
hanging her up.
So this rope won't be much of a clue, yeah. Then I might as well search another place.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Agatha's words contain a decisive clue? Is that really true? Make your argument.
Ibuki did...
Oh.
He died from hanging.
Mikan said the cause of death was
She
by
was
hanging,
strangled to
not
death.
strangulation.
That's basically the same thing.
It's not the
No,
same
hanging
thing.
and strangling seem similar. They're very different. The scars they leave would look
And
different
the
too.
Monokuma file said
Scars? You mean the rope burn,
the
right?
collapsed windpipe, right? It
But we
didn't say
believed
either.
it was from a hanging.
Yeah.
Why would that be?
Did we fall for
No,
someone's
you don't
lie?
get rope burn from hanging
The
yourself.
body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
Ibuki's true cause of death was strangulation. That fact is like the proof that would lead to a killer. Is that true?
Ibuki didn't die from... She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same.
No, hanging and strangling, the scars they leave would look different too. Scars? You...
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
That must be it! So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
That's what happens when the killer is deciding cause of death. There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Buki's cause of death was being hanged by his rope, right? Yes, she had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself. I see, so Buki died by hanging herself.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete
Oh, I
lie.
forgot to unkia.
wasn't it,
Oh
Mika?
no! It wasn't a real flashback.
It wasn't a real flashback.
We've actually traveled back in time.
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking. You, Mikon, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault if I made
means you're not actually qualified to do autopsies either, Mikon, that you've been doing this whole time.
You are right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference
There are a
between a
bunch of
hanging
children.
and strangulation.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
Mikon nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikon because she was nursing her.
So Mikon volunteered to nurse us? Because she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikon is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikon is the killer.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, the only thing I can do is back off.
I'm trying to put this all together, and
But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
it feels
Friggin'
wrong.
annoying. If you keep talking, I'm
why
seriously gonna
everybody's
beat you
saying
up.
But I
Like, she's saying things that make it sound like she is the killer. But
There's no way.
why would she do
Capable
it?
of killing someone.
Is that really true?
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop. I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
If you want to believe in someone, you
Yeah,
need
if
to
all you have
overcome
is-
doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a
If,
lie.
if everything,
Fine.
I don't
Do
know
whatever you
this.
want.
Never mind.
I won't stop you anymore.
I can't remember the quote. It's like if everything
Huh?
is
that all you can
whatever something something off, all you have is left, then all that's left is the truth.
Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault.
What?
Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
Hey, Mikon!
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Why won't you forgive me? You'd forgive yourself.
I'm
right
resonating
away.
with Mikon really hard
What
right
did
now.
I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? This is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some?
Huh?
I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered two of our friends. That's why
Well, one of
we
our
gotta
friends.
stick with this until the very end. so we can finally break these chains of despair.
Chiaki.
Hey, Nikon, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched? Like I said, it obviously wasn't me! Can you prove it? Prove it? Wait! Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? Ah! That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy. I didn't do anything wrong. Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already.
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer. I never filmed
No.
that video. It seems she finally started arguing for us.
Huh?
But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime. So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
50. This is Chiaki's goal all along. She's saying everyone's fate depends on me, the only person who saw that video.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer?
Exactly, argument.
Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
I need to make up my mind. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who's going to finish this.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her
Mood
head the proof?
swings aren't proof
Is the
enough.
hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Nikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
How does she know the
Hajime,
camera?
hey close, you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Oh no, I need that. I need that last
I'm
bit.
not the killer!
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Nikon.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that. There's no way you'd be able to make. So please forgive me already. Hajime, pay close attention and listen. What you're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
She shouldn't know the camera angle because Hajime's the only one who saw the
I'm not the
video.
killer.
We can't think
Yeah.
of anybody else who could have filmed that.
Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown?
Or
could it
she
be the
could just
hospital
speak
slippers
up.
she-
Speak up,
Ibuki
Chi!
and Nikon clearly have different.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
Nikon, you've committed a major mistake.
Mistake?
As I said before many
Why
times,
am I getting so
I'm the
attached to
only one who saw
Danganronpa
that
2
video.
characters? I'm literally so conflicted right now.
What, because you like Mikan?
I do! And now that she's having a mental breakdown, it reminds me of my mental breakdowns, and it's making me very uncomfortable.
How can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
The only reason Nikon knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward.
I like
The
Mikan
more
at this point
desperately
too.
you
I had
argue,
been hanging
deeper
out with
you
her
dig
in the free
yourself into a hole.
times.
lied.
I mean, she's starting to stand up for herself, and it hurts me to hear her say things like, everybody always blames her, and everybody always makes fun of her, and everybody always says that she's wrong.
Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Because I'm in that same boat, I never feel like anybody hears me, and I'm always everyone's punching bag.
Huh? 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 I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible.
Impossible?
You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag. Isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater? Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right? Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that that tote bag is a limited item. So don't you think it's impossible? Using one tote bag in both the conference room
but
and the
Monokuma said they
music
came in
venue
a pair.
at the same time?
So...
It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think? That's why that video isn't fabricated.
I mean,
I'm
I remember
not the
that,
killer.
but...
So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Long time no see. Well, not really. It's time for the third panic talk action. It's probably going to be my last job during a class trial. Please humor me. Even though I'm able to make do with just the X button. Oh, we gotta read.
PTA.
I just gotta reload now.
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item! That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
This way we're not getting anywhere. I gotta do something and end this. I gotta do something so I can make her admit it.
I don't know why we have to make her admit it. Everybody's kind of decided that she's the killer.
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already?
Oh, I forgot to reload.
Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand?
Why am I so... Why can't I hit it?
Forgive me already?
What is wrong with me?
I'll do anything you want.
I'm so, like...
Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
Theater prize bonus! Come on! Fuck. I don't have any other options. Everyone doubts me. Ah, so it's Hajime's fault. Hajime did it because you failed right at the end. Good job. By adjournment, the one who has been chosen as the Blacken is Hajime! You bunch of fucking morons. Really? Really, Hajime? The true Blacken has graduated! The others will all be punished. That means you too, Hajime.
Our end?
Mikon looks cute when she's relieved, even if she is being a sociopath right now.
Will you forgive me?
here we go again.
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything
There shouldn't
you
be a
want.
button lag, because...
Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want.
I don't know why I'm so
Forgive me already?
bad at
I'll
this.
do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
What are you looking for? Oh my god, Milo. I'm like, why am I doing so terribly?
I don't know, you're the one who says that you
There's
suck
only
at
one bag.
rhythm games.
It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time. You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want.
I don't know what it wants. What does it want me to say?
Draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive
It
me
wasn't
already?
prize theater
There's only
bonus
one
or whatever,
bag.
right?
It's impossible to use it in two places
Am I
at the
spelling
same
something
time.
wrong? What am I?
I'll do anything
Well, you're
you
spelling
want. Can you forgive me
bonus
already?
theater prize?
I'll do anything you want. You're done for! There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
This is the end!
Like, literally any combination of those three words means the same thing. Like,
Monokuma
Jesus Christ,
mentioned this
Milo.
earlier.
Why are you blaming me?
Jesus Christ, Milo! Oh, when you buy one bag, you get another one free on ya! It's a common practice to make customers with bonus prizes!
Whoever
Get
bought
on,
that
bitch.
bag should have received another one as a bonus.
You
Get
guys
on,
should
bitch.
totally vote for Hajime again, you fucking morons!
Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in two separate places. So
It's gonna
please,
tank my
just
rating.
stop making desperate excuses.
Yeah, well, this whole trial has been very poor.
It seems the desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Nikon, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left, please just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
You're gonna make a comic book after this.
Yeah, that's gotta go right there. What did the killer do after the broadcast? I should just let you do all the shit because you're the one who's not behind by fucking 20 seconds. So after you found Ibuki's body, Nikon went to the venue, ripped
Uncovered the
open,
wallpaper.
and then glued it shut.
Here's everything that happened in this case. The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Nikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time. When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves.
No, that was her
right
big
at that
giveaway.
moment.
If she hadn't done that,
What? Did the video?
if she hadn't done the video,
Yeah, she did it to give her an alibi, but it really just fucked her. Because she had it.
That surveillance camera unit was
Hajime.
designed
Yeah.
for two-way communication with the hospital and the
vouched
music
for her from the beginning.
Yeah,
she
and if
she
they
could
all
have won.
they all just went out to look for Ibuki together.
That's why I thought the signal originated
Yeah.
from the music video. So I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was
I
recorded.
still
in a
don't
different
understand
place.
why she
The
wanted
killer
to
brought
kill
the music video
Ibuki,
camera the
and
night before and made their preparations.
I could
in
understand
advance. Then they filmed that video
Hyoko.
in the
Yeah,
hospital
Hyoko,
conference
because Hyoko is a cunt to her.
room. By doing so, they tried to make me think
But
the
we also
incident was
said that
happening in real time,
Hyoko's death wasn't planned already.
when in fact the
You're
crime
right,
had
her
already
death
been
wasn't
committed by
planned.
that point. The person
This
in
is
the
another one of
footage
those
wearing the
cases
bag
where
was
I
actually the killer
kinda don't
acting as a
understand
fake.
why or how all this fits together.
I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music video, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue. The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open. With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it.
Fuyuhiko doing a kick.
And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikon? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
Let.
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long
So,
time.
when she was strangling Ibuki, Hyoko walked in, so she killed her too?
No, Ibuki wasn't dead yet.
This feeling, I know it
Ugh.
well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is
I
falling
guess
down
I failed
upon
to see how
you.
this come together.
This feeling of despair.
Mikon, you... What has happened to you?
Oh, I hate that feeling.
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
Why do you care, Monokuma? 80, 70, 100, 190, 100, 156.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's go!
Hey, don't pick Hajime again, guys. Seriously. That was the stupidest thing you could have done.
It's just like... He had a chance to kill everyone there, and because you decided to not give up, he was like, okay!
Alright! You didn't give up, so okay! You're a little fat girl, aren't you, Monokuma? No!
Say it.
I'm a little fat girl. Now then, though it may be obvious at this point.
Correct!
You got it right once again. That's like 3 in a row, except for that one where you got it completely wrong. That's right, the true identity of the horrifying Blackened who killed 2 girls was Mikan Sumiki.
Damn it.
You gotta be shitting me. Are you saying Mikan, the one who nursed us back to health, was the one who killed them?
I won't forgive
Don't
you.
joke around with me, Mikan. Did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill them from the start while you were nursing them?
Hey!
Don't just laugh, say something. This is going nowhere.
What's going on?
This chick
Hey.
is nothing like Peko. She's actually gone mental.
That's obvious.
There's nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. She's no longer the Mikan Sumiki we knew. Huh?
Hey,
Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. She probably had the despair disease, which was the motive for this case.
what?
Mikan too, you say?
I
know because I was looking at Mikan for so long. She was the one taking care of me, after all. My consciousness kept drifting, but even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on, did you say Mikan also had the despair disease? Did that mean she was...
What?
Hajime, has something crossed her mind? When I had that hair boner, my body's heavy. No, not just heavy, it's somewhat soft and really hot. That's right, Mikan felt really hot at that time. Now that I think about it, that must have been a high fever, just like what Ibuki and Akane had.
It cannot be.
Then, because of that disease, Mikan was...
perhaps.
The symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of the name despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she can still laugh in such a hopeless situation.
Jeez.
Which means the Mikan standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by a despair disease.
Isn't that right?
She's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. Ultimate despair? That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead of their sake of hope.
Possible.
There's no way I can forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of despair? That's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong? What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Huh? Huh?
What are you talking about? If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know.
My beloved was the only one.
Oh.
That's right. The only one who never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted it. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full. This is my
Oh, this is hitting way too close to home, Bug.
I understand that I've done something unforgivable, but you know, to transcend all that is truly
Love.
what love is all about.
Hey,
I don't understand what you're saying. You don't understand? Is it because you don't have anyone to love? Is it because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity. I feel sorry for you.
Well,
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but love is a wonderful thing. This feeling of freedom where you no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones with that thin veil, and I'm just looking out through it. That's why, as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me,
how
it's like
amazing.
nothing matters. I could just die. That's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love. Only love.
Could it be?
Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
this is...
Seems that I was wrong. Not only was she affected by despair. You were half right. It's right to say that this is all thanks to that disease. Because thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Remember? Apparently that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom. Which means you had the remembering disease? But if this means she remembered something and ended up like this...
despair.
Are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before you even came to this island? Don't get so angry. Well, first of all, the reason I became like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know? Because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I'm the person I am today because of many human relationships. So it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? Even so, the current me was the most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. And it was also my beloved who created the me that everyone can't forgive. But my beloved still forgives me and still accepts me. That is the key difference between all of you and my beloved.
Don't fuck with me!
Like I said, who the fuck are you talking about? You saying this is Mikan? She's the real Mikan? Mikan, please answer me. Did you really remember? You ended up like this all because you remembered? There's no way I can believe that. There's no way the person you are right now is the real Mikan. Oh, you still doubt me? Then to prove I remember, I'll tell you all something nice. It's about that World Ender organization that you all were worrying about.
You serious?
You know? No, I just remembered, that's all. I knew about it all along, how that horrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation. Future Foundation? Future. That's right, that's a symbol on the ancient ruins door. That's right, it was the Japanese word for future.
Hey,
Just what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning? As the name suggests, the organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. To put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
this is bad.
The heck? This isn't a comic book, you know. As part of their plan to end the world,
kinda.
the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Monami? Huh? I knew it! Monami, Monokuma, they're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? Monami and I aren't members.
I am Monokuma!
My existence is
Founding
entirely my
members.
own!
Hey,
Don't laugh. Hey, Mikan, if you really do remember, then you already know, right? You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us. Of course I know that. Let's see, the Future Foundation lackey that's hiding among you all is...
Oh?
Oh well, no one really cares about that, don't you think?
of course not!
Oh, hell no! You'll find out eventually, so there's no need to be so impatient. Probably when that countdown ends. Countdown? You even know about that?
Oh?
I don't know anything. Huh? I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love. From the bottom of my heart, I just don't care about anyone or anything.
That is...
The Mikon, is this really you? I won't believe it. There's no way I can believe you were like this all along. Because if that's true, then who's the person we've been spending time with up until now? The past. Past? That person, she didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You guys consider that thing a friend?
Oh?
Doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self? That's...
Well,
that applies to you all as well. Memories of people, memories of events, whatever memory it is, losing memories are...
do you understand?
like losing your personal identity. Memory is the most important component in building a person, don't you think? Losing our memories makes us shadows of the past, don't you think?
Hey.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but in the end it always leads back to that story about our stolen school lives.
Hey!
So it was true all along? Our memories were taken away?
Damn it!
If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering this much. Well, why don't you just take your sweet time and remember at your own pace?
Oh?
Oh, Monokuma! Is it alright for you to start now?
Yes, indeed.
Punishment time? Damn it, why? Mikon, why does it have to end like this? This is too pointless. This is too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate nurse, Mikon Sumiki.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see them. Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
And here comes the weirdest punishment in the series.
So, she killed to be with the one that she loved because she remembered?
Yes. Bye-bye, ouchies. Ultimate Nurse, Mikon Sumiki's execution.
You showed me this before. Because I remember I commented about Nurse Monokuma.
It's the weirdest execution in the series. It's finished.
But she didn't, like, explode or die
She
or
just shot up into space. Is it really finished? The killer who killed Ibuki Miyota and Hyoku Sayonji was Mikon Sumiki, and she's been executed? She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So what? What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikon from earlier? Was that her true form, or is that itself a symptom of the despair disease?
Damn it.
It doesn't matter either way. If she ended up like that just from remembering, then all along Mikon was never worth being a symbol of hope.
But...
even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, if the disease turned her into that, if she lost herself to a simple disease, she was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope.
Isn't that right?
So let's just move on. Come on, let's take all this despair and change it into hope.
Please wait!
That is impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so... like a house of cards collapsing in an instant. In the end, our friend we thought we knew ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. Then she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only her malice towards us. And now there's no way we can just move on or try to have a clear-cut attitude about these feelings. That's clearly impossible.
Damn it!
It would have been so much easier if she was the traitor, too.
Wrong.
Too bad, that's not the case. Mikon was not the traitor.
Come on.
The traitor is still alive. As proof, see how fine Monokumi looks right now. Monami looks right now.
Monokumi.
I'm not fine at all. But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation, so you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right?
You fiend.
What does that make you, fiend? You did say that you're different than Monami.
Phew.
Who cares about who I am? More important, I'm tired. The drama just kept going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean right eye during the break.
Good lord, he's fucking, like, good at changing the subject, and no one calls him out on it.
Your right eye is made of black beans?
Hey.
Wait, now's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say?
Hey,
You know, isn't it said that life has its ups and downs? It's fun because downs come after ups, but if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring? So, in order to help you guys feel better, I've prepared a special event. Special event? Head over to the First Island's beach. An old friend will be waiting there. Old friend?
Huh?
Could it be Nekomaru?
Hey.
Is it? It is, isn't it? Nekomaru was safe after all. Safe. How should I say this? I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. Awesome. We're starting to see the light of hope. The light
Probably
of hope?
permanently damaged.
I am happy Nekomaru is returning to us, but I...
So just as I thought.
3 of our friends just died, so I honestly cannot be happy. Miss Sonia.
However,
even so, I am still happy. If Nekomaru is safe, I am truly happy.
Fine.
If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived. Hey, Supreme Overlord, who gives a shit? That line doesn't suit you at all.
Silence.
Silence. I shall crush you into dust. Ibuki? Hiyoko? Mikan? Can you hear us? If you are unhappy, I apologize. However, please forgive me right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
right?
Then let's all go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it grand even for those who have died. What the heck? Do I still have the after effects of that disease? I don't get this at all. Akane.
All right!
Right then, let's go! Yeah, you're right. Nekomaru's coming back. When we heard that, we were unable to contain our excitement as we jumped into the elevator.
He never confirmed Nekomaru was coming back. He just said that they'll be an old friend.
They just ran off without listening to what I had to say.
Unbelievable.
Jeez, they're so impatient. Did they learn to stick around until others have finished talking? What does that mean?
Hey!
You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
I'm not plotting anything. I was just trying to properly explain everything to them. Including Nekomaru's body. Nekomaru's body? It's their fault for not sticking around until I finish talking. So if something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility. What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him, that's all. I mean, if I didn't do that, there's no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. So it just couldn't be helped. As soon as we exited the elevator, we started hurrying. Hurry to the beach on the first island!
Alright!
Alright, let's haul ass! Even though our minds were completely exhausted, strangely enough, our bodies felt light. Without stopping for anything, we kept right on running toward the beach on the first island. Where in the world is Nekomaru?
Hey!
Where in the world is Nekomaru Idai? Nekomaru, show yourself!
Listen!
We have come to pick you up. Please hurry up and come out of hiding. We raised our voices. We looked around the area. We raised our voices again. We looked around the area again. So on and so forth. We kept looking for him. But
Hey!
what the hell, man? He's nowhere to be found.
Damn it!
Could it be? Did we get false info from Monokuma again? That's when it happened. We heard a familiar voice echo throughout the beach.
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
Could it be?
That voice! With high hopes in our hearts, we turned toward the direction of the voice. And then we saw something truly unbelievable.
Nekokuma.
What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much!
Who are you?
Wait, did I call it right?
You too? What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing! The name's Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
Oh. Robo Nekomaru.
Nekomaru.
Sonya, don't have an orgasm.
Sonya's like, I love robots! Chapter 3, Trapped by the Ocean Scent. End. Surviving students? 9.
Question mark?
Danganronpa.
Wait, does that mean that Nekamaru can't be killed because he's a robot now?
He is a robot.
So who was her beloved? Was it me?
Yes, Milo, it was you. She killed Ibuki and Hyoko for you.
No, she killed Ibuki for me! No! God damn it, woman!
Anyways, that'll be it for the stream. We will continue next week on to more murder. So
I am saddened.
we will see everyone next week. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody!